Bureau Boys is an improvised detective serial. Every Monday morning, the Bureau Boys solve crimes based on clues sent in by their informants.
That's you! Go to thebureauboys.com to submit your clues, informant.
Thank you to Informant Todd for this week's clue for the case of the Batty Billionaire. Crack.
When we last left the Bureau Boys, a young whippersnapper named Marbles had just sauntered out after giving the boys quite an earful.
The boys had kind of thrown him out because, frankly, he was a bit of a pain in the ass. He ate Detective Riley's office chair. And as you know, Detective Riley and Detective Potter are hard up for supplies when it comes to the Bureau.
So, they've been forced to share a chair in the meantime. Detective Riley taking the bottom. Detective Potter sits atop Detective Riley's tiny legs, crushing them ever so slightly as they pool over the details of their new case.
Detective Riley, I know that kid was kind of a pain in the ass, but
yeah,
that was exciting to have a case fall into our laps. He wasn't even looking for help.
Yeah, he didn't even know where he was at first.
I think even at the end, he still didn't know.
Honestly, I still think we should have had him in protective custody here at the Bureau offices.
I don't think that was a bad idea, Detective Riley, but I couldn't stand another second of him, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's why I had zero follow-up questions about his missing mother.
Fair enough. I actually think if he had stayed here, he would have literally eaten us out of house and home, considering the predicament we're currently in.
Totally agree, Detective Riley. Can you shift your weight just a little? Your bony legs are kind of digging into my ass.
So Detective Riley shifts his knees to the left, allowing Detective Potter's large buttocks to slightly drip over Detective Riley's thighs, seeding right into a little corner pocket of the chair.
Now, narrator, when you say drip, what exactly do you mean? Because, as you know, Detective Potter's buttocks are large because they're muscular. He never skips leg day and lower back day.
What I mean to say is, in the shifting process, a full butt cheek was able to shift out of so Detective Riley's thighs are now aligned with Detective Potter's full crack, and Detective Potter's right butt cheek is what would appear to be a drip, but is really just like a helium-filled balloon just kind of resting there, and because it's so bubbly.
Now, narrator, I don't want to get gross with this, but are you suggesting that Detective Riley's thigh is between Detective Potter's butt cheeks?
Correct.
Okay, back to the boys. Okay, that's better.
That's a little better. Now, Detective Potter, you've made a lot of solid notes written in your blood, and I just want to review them just to make sure we're on the same page. We know what we have to do next.
Yeah, we want to know what the next step is, Detective Riley.
Right, and to know that, I think we need to get a handle on how we want to, we need a plan of attack here.
Yes, and frankly, I don't know if your head was spinning as much as mine was after Marble's visit, but if we could just gather ourselves for 1 second and really figure out how to pursue this, because Detective Riley, we've got a crazy billionaire, and I hate to use the word crazy. We have a billionaire who is exhibiting some strange behavior. He seems to be obsessed with Batman villains.
Obsessed with Batman villains. Let's be sensitive to his mental condition. We don't know how bad it is, how severe it is, and if we should make fun of him now or later, so we can determine that at a later date.
Totally agree. And Detective Riley, let's not just take Marbles as a reliable narrator. We don't know that Marbles is giving us the full facts of this case. Frankly, the way he was behaving, I don't think that we should trust him any further than we should trust the billionaire father and the inventor of the Ants in the Pants Gene Company.
Well, I completely agree, because here's the thing. Marbles, so his father invented the soup and sandwich gene line, right?
Correct.
And we know that Marbles modified his own pair of jeans, just like his father's. Marbles stole my sandwich, ate it, stole your inkwell.
Okay, my sandwich that you had stolen from, let's be...
Tomato.
Well, hang on. For the record, though, Detective Riley, let's be super clear that it was my sandwich. Possession is not 9/10 of the law. You took my sandwich.
Possession is 9/10 of the fridge, and
You took my sandwich that was clearly labeled, and he took it from you. But in theory, that was... Not in theory. That was my sandwich. Yes, but he also ate my inkwell.
You left your sandwich in the fridge. You discarded it. What?
Marked. What was it? What was written on the outside of that sandwich, Detective Riley, other than Wonder Bread?
It said Wonder Bread. Detective Riley, if you're reading this, don't touch this. And if you do touch this, I know you are the one that touched it.
And you read all that. And you remembered all that.
Well, I read it out loud to myself when I first saw it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you have to read things out loud so that, because you don't have a photographic memory, you have an audiographic memory. I forgot. Thank you for that detail. I really appreciate your specificity, Detective Riley, sometimes.
But then 2 days passed and not a bite had been taken. And so 2 days past the date of, it's the new owner date. You know, like expiration dates?
I do. I don't believe in them.
Well, this is exactly like that, but different for when you put a sandwich in the fridge and 2 days pass, that sandwich has now gone into undeclared territory.
Public domain,
and it's open to anyone to reuse, remix, resell that sandwich however they see fit or eat it.
If that's your argument, then, Detective Riley, I'm just saying Marbles still did not steal that sandwich from you. Okay, I just want to be clear. He did take your chair and he ate it. He took my inkwell and he ate it, and he took the Publix sandwich and ate it. This kid's messed up.
So my point is, he's a thief, and thieves cannot be trusted.
And possibly a liar. Yeah, I agree.
He thieved his own father's intellectual property, thieved our physical property. Who knows if the clothes on his back were even his?
That's a good point, Detective Riley. He was wearing some ill-fitting clothes.
Well, yeah, because they had the name of the Ants in the Pants company on them, so he might have just raided his father's department line.
Yeah, I assumed it was like a prototype kind of thing, that maybe he was just testing those out. Anyhow.
Okay, we've established Marbles can't be trusted.
No, Marbles can't be trusted. His dad... Who knows what's going on with his dad? Who knows if it was related to the trip that his dad took last week? What's going on with these geese that are dead all over his front yard? Why is his dad obsessed with geese?
Why is his dad so his dad went on that 3-day trip, came back, still obsessed with geese all of a sudden, wants to choke every goose on the planet to death?
Yes, I guess. Bought his kid a pet tiger. Something is going on with this family, Detective Riley. We've got a missing mother. We have a father who is dressing up like Batman villains, choking geese. We've got a kid who's a liar, a thief, has a tiger. I don't know if you are feeling the same way, Detective Riley. I feel like I know what our next step should be.
Do tell.
I think we need to go to the Albright Mansion at the top of Hill Valley Hill.
Just to be clear, there's the hill where we killed the witch.
Yeah, do not say killed, Detective
Riley.
Riley.
Where the witch
died.
There's
a hill where a witch died, agreed, in the center of town. And then there's the Hill Valley Hill, which is next to the Hill Valley Valley.
That's right. That's beyond the valley. That's the Hill Valley Hill.
Right.
Past Hill Valley.
You have to pass Hill Valley Valley to get to Hill Valley Hill.
That's where that's where Hill Valley Hill is. Okay. Just so I know and I can input the right GPS.
Yes, it's on your side of the town, Detective Riley. Your new home with your new wife, it is on that side of the town. You know it.
Oh, right. By the way, my wife, she got wind of the fact that I was taking on a new case, and I had when we first got together, I had promised I was done with this life.
What?
Well, I was very happy with our last case. I thought, case closed. I'm going to really, really soak up my time here. I made some false promises.
Hold up, Detective Riley. So you promised your wife that you were done being in the bureau, yet come Wednesday, which is the day that you always show up for work, you come strolling in. Why? Specifically to take my sandwich? Why would you even come to work? Was it to collect your office chair and to take my sandwich? Was that it?
Detective Potter realizes there's a empty box in the corner labeled Riley's stuff. Okay, I was gonna clear out my desk and call it quits, but then that kid showed up and just pulled me back in.
Detective Riley, you know I'm here every day but Sundays because that's the Sabbath. You could have come in on Sunday and not made it awkward, not made it horrible for me.
But there wouldn't have been anything to eat on Sunday. I would have been so hungry, Detective Potter.
Detective Riley, I know that there was a weird space-time wrinkle between our last case and this case where it felt like we had just finished the last case. I want you to answer me truthfully, not like Peter Marbles Albright. I want you to answer me truthfully. How long in your mind was it between our last case and Peter Albright walking into our office? Detective Riley goes over to an old piano in the corner of the bureau office. He sits down and starts playing beautifully. Detective Riley, you can play piano?
Of course I can. I learned how to play. I've had a whole decade of my life outside of the bureau. That 1 year I told you about where I met my wife, that was only one of 10.
Detective Riley opens his wallet and shows Detective Potter pictures of his young child, now 10 years old. Oh my God, is that your daughter, son?
We're unsure.
That's good of you to respect their privacy, Detective Riley. Detective Riley, this is blowing my mind. That case was just days prior to Peter Albright walking into our office. So after 10 years, you came back for a sandwich and finally to clear out your desk?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes.
Detective Riley, why didn't you just play that on the piano if you wanted a dramatic pause?
Because my voice is also an instrument.
Have you been taking vocal lessons in the last 10 years too?
Yes, but I'm not as good.
True.
And that's not the point.
No.
The point is...
You're back, baby.
I'm back, baby. You got that right. And my wife is leaving me. She's taking the kid back to Tijuana. She's taking the house with her.
To Tijuana?
Yeah, back to Tijuana. She's going to take the house. She's going to take the kid. She'll probably take, some of the water from the well. So all I'm saying is, now that I'm back on this case with you, Detective Potter, which feels good. And also,
yes, you can move back in. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to make 2 lunches every day. And I want you to only eat one of them, okay? Because that's the way it always was when we were living together briefly. And that's the way it should be.
All right, I'm prepared. Just let me back in.
Deal. Okay.
Back into your heart.
Of course.
And your hearth.
Okay, Detective Riley. Are you also prepared to go to the Albright mansion?
I think that's where we have to go next. Because Peter Albright has cracked.
What will the Bureau Boys find at the Albright Mansion at the top of Hill Valley Hill?
Will they get to meet the gatekeeper that Marbles mentioned? Carl. And is his name even Carl? Because can we even trust Marbles?
How will the Bureau Boys get past Bill Murray, Marbles' pet tiger?
And will the boys speak to Peter Albright and be able to ascertain what the hell is going on with him?
Tune in next time for the answers to these questions and many more as the boys unravel the case of the Batty Billionaire. If you enjoyed this episode, help the Bureau Boys solve this case by submitting your clue at thebureauboys.com. They may use it on a future episode.
While you're there, why not join their informant network and tell all your friends and family to join too? But don't tell the criminals, because the Bureau Boys are coming for them.